Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. Well, I'm just going to jump right into it. The topic for today is going to be the Vulcan. Now, the Vulcan is a very interesting ship, and it received an overwhelmingly positive response from my org. And to tell you honestly, that was not very surprising. We have a lot of people that see themselves in a support role, and this ship is almost a support person's dream come true. Now, for those who don't know what the ship does, it specializes in the 3 R's: repair, refuel, and resupply. Now, that's right, it does all 3 of these things to a limited degree. If that ends up being the thing that you're looking into doing, it's kind of hard-pressed to see why you wouldn't be getting into this ship or how it wouldn't be appealing to you. Yeah, I figured while I'm at Levski, I got a bunch of purchasing I need to do. I'm still wearing my jammies here. I need to get a little bit of armor, I need to get some weapons, I need to get a whole bunch of things, and I figure I'm going to park my Connie while I'm here and wait to see if anything is being sold cheap. I mean, generally you can find some things here if you can buy in bulk that are extremely cheap, and it's useful to come and run back and forth. No, buy. Let's do sort value. Yeah, I see some good things in there. We'll come back. I've seen prices to be better. So, going back to the Vulcan, one of the main things that I found interesting is they refer to it as a starter ship. Now, when they say a starter ship, they're not referring to it in the same way as you would refer to like a Mustang or an Aurora. Not that kind of starter ship, but a starter ship as far as the 3 career paths that it represents. And that being obviously repair, refuel, and resupply. Now, there was one thing from the ATV episode about the Vulcan that really stayed with me, was how they described the Vulcan to be able to do things like repair another ship to the point where it could limp back to a Cryastro station, or top off another ship with gas. So, the Vulcan was designed to enact small amounts of repairs on a ship and be able to continue to operate for extended periods of time. Now, this is reflected in its interior design. It has 4 bunks allowing up to 4 people to save at once. It also has bathroom facilities and a shower, as well as a small dining area. This is a ship that was designed to be able to stay out in the field. So if that's the case, how could it be restricted in its ability to repair, refuel, and rearm? More importantly, how are they going to enforce its ability to do small amounts of these things to a large amount of ships? One idea I had is that it may be restricted as to what kind of repairs it can do. You know, let's take, for example, a ship that has been completely disabled. It calls a Vulcan in which may only be able to get the engines back online, as well as the maneuvering thrusters, and possibly be able to enact repairs on the ship's substructure, giving it back a level of atmospheric integrity. But if you want to have items like destroyed wings repaired, the outer hull of your ship replaced, and armor fixed, you're going to have to go back to a larger facility like Cryastro, or find a Crucible to fix you up the rest of the way. I was also very interested in hearing more about the resupply mechanics, since I've heard virtually nothing on this subject other than it exists. Now, I don't know how they could limit this function other than maybe it's restricted to supplying ballistics ordnance only, and once again, in order to resupply on missiles or torpedoes, you'd have to go back to a facility like Cryastro. Haha, Pac-Man noise. And as far as fuel goes, maybe it has like a small auxiliary tank that it uses to supply ships with fuel, limiting the amount that it can give at one time, but it could refill quickly using some kind of modified or highly efficient fuel scoop. So the amount of fuel you could provide at one time is kind of limited, but those reserves could be easily replenished. Something like that. I'm just spitballing. These are only my opinions and have no basis on how this ship is actually going to function. But I am very interested in hearing more about it from the devs, and as soon as I know, I'll be more than happy to pass that information along to you. And I'm sure there are going to be plenty of questions about these systems in the next Q&A, and to help shed some light on how they're going to work, and to go into more detail about each one. The ship is available right now to concierge members, but it will be made available to the general public on the 22nd, and will remain in the pledge store through to the remainder of March. The Warbond edition sells for $185, and the non-Warbond edition is probably going to go for somewhere around $195 to $200. Somewhere around in that area. So in the end, very interesting ship. Comes highly recommended to somebody who sees himself filling out a support role within the game, and I really look forward to hearing more about this ship. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you back here again. Goodbye, everyone.